Okay, well, how you guys doing? This is old Voice Smoking Pipe Padre, and we are going to do something I've been wanting to do for quite some time now. And as crazy as it sounds, we're going to do this kind of motivated, inspired by Dom Bauer in Scotland. Okay. I'm going to use my GoPro camera. And today it's a beautiful, beautiful day here in Chico. And I have been wanting to do this now for quite some time. And today we are going to start right now with trying to do, believe it or not, a 5K run. That's right.
Okay.
Here we are.
Yep, I'm doing my 5K. I did a 5K yesterday, believe it or not. And so anyway, well, greetings to you.
And we're just going to go for a run. Now,
I'm going to talk about something here in just a moment. It's a pipe-related issue. But I'm smoking.
Dreams.
You can probably see my chickens in the background. Smoking one of my all-time favorite, believe it or not, Meerschaums. This wonderful old Sherlockian Holmes pipe. Yes. Okay.
And energy.
And then I'm smoking this delicious GBD.
And
I'm going to keep smoking this until it's gone.
So, I've been thinking about
Sort of like my Silums season I had last year going on.
And
So anyway, so we're gonna keeping the old 5K in the background there. I want to talk about that, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about some pipe stuff. Yeah, and my contest, of course. You knew that was coming. And I got a wonderful cup of Joe here. It's a little bit after, according to my brand new Apple Watch here. If I can do that.
And this is my normal.
See what time it is here. You just saw the time, but I haven't seen the time. I'm going to just raise it up, and there it is. And okay, it's a little bit after 12:30. All right, wonderful.
So maybe I'll turn the camera on and let you see.
Well, yesterday, and I tried to save this on the video.
If that works or not.
Don't know exactly where I'm going to be playing the video up here in the background. And it was a
and I already did 3 miles this morning.
something.
So now,
First of all, I was inspired. I have been inspired by watching.
the heat of the day,
Hope I don't embarrass this guy. He might feel a little embarrassed.
I'll tell you,
Me talking about his videos, but again, I don't know about you, but I just
crisp.
I've stumbled upon some really good just alternative videos that I found fascinating. And this one presenter, excuse me, into health and fitness. And he started running with, I guess, his GoPro camera. I'm assuming it's a GoPro. Anyway, long story short, he was showing a run that he was taking on a summer evening not too long ago. Beautiful countryside there in Edinburgh. And it just inspired me, that's all. And I've always wanted to do a running video. I've shown little snippets of running, but not me running per se. I mean, it was me running, filming, but you wouldn't know that. On my little
because it requires a
iPod Nano back when they, several years ago, before some of the newer changes came, they had standard video definition video recording on the little iPod Nano. I thought that was wonderful. It was delightful.
and running on grass and lawns.
The other thing about the little Nano was that
My course
you could
today,
play the radio. Actually, play the radio, not kind of a digital
concrete.
radio, but you had like a little radio frequency tuner in it or something, radio tuner. It was awesome. I thought that was great. You could take pictures as well as video. So it was that, the little Nano. and play your music at the same time. I just thought, well, great. But the problem was that everything, this is like made 4 years ago, in the iPod Nano, that version, I think it was the 7 version, 7th generation.
Indian runs.
Maybe it was the 5th generation, I can't remember now for sure. But the problem is that this current Nano doesn't do that, and I wish they would bring back those features. That's one of the things about technology is.
And
this is very good, by the way.
essentially,
It can
just
sometimes
not
the
walking a couple
little
minutes,
combinations
been
of the
running
little
a
gadgets that we get, they have little things, you know, like coffee programmers, you know,
like
coffee
that.
makers, coffee brewers, coffee grind and
30
brews,
minutes
you know,
of,
and you can set
running
it up, you know, you get a certain model and it has a lot of features that you really like. But then the next model or version or edition comes out and maybe they take some of those features out, thinking, well, those features, either people don't really care about those features or whatever. Or
so far,
you know, it's just not
doing
it's
too
just
bad.
not something that they want to, maybe they want to continue in their current line model. Anyway,
warm.
so there you have it.
It's summer. And that is expected.
So anyway, I was inspired by this guy named Dom to actually do a real recording of me, yes, yours truly, running. For real, not kind of, like I said, just kind of snippets of a little jog or something, but you know, hey, there I was. And here's the thing.
You can hear the cicadas out there.
I have, in the last couple of years, and I tried talking about it, I guess, on the video here, would be inspired by a dream I would have about running. I would dream
A piece of wire.
that I would be
You can
wherever I
see it.
was. Usually it's some kind of idealized, dreamlike place that I'm living.
They could go.
Ever have those kinds of dreams?
Pass over teacups.
Well, one of these days I'll tell you my nightmare dream. I've actually probably shared that one on an earlier video many years ago, what my version of a nightmare dream was. But anyway, I have reoccurring dreams, and I think most people do, or at least some people would recall they have reoccurring dreams.
All right.
And we thank Tanya for this
Doing
wonderful
pretty good.
tobacco. Danke vielmals. So anyway, but I had this recurring dream, especially in the last 2 years, that I've started getting in shape. And one of them is I just feel
I'm taking a
this
leaf out of
vitality. I feel
John
this
Bowers'
stamina. I feel
book.
this strength. I feel this energy.
Taking,
And I say to my friends, I'm going for a 5 mile or 5K run. I don't know if it's 5 miles or 5K, probably 5 miles. Because that's about that's what I used to work up to when I was, last time I did it,
Kinda cloudy.
was in seminary. And to be honest, a year ago I was running 4 miles. Now I wasn't doing it every day. Now in seminary I did a 5 mile run
it is beautiful.
for about probably
Some
2
afternoon.
months when I finally lost weight for the very first time. So anyway, I did that, and yeah, it was awesome. And the thing about the running was, it wasn't so much running for time. It was just running for relaxation. That's what it evolved into, which was, I thought, was the most wonderful thing in the whole wide world. Is that I actually, in the first week, probably maybe 2 weeks, there was a lot of soreness. There's a lot of soreness today. Not a lot, but there is some soreness. You have to remember that, one, I think the furthest I've ran in the last few months is only 3 miles. Now, to be honest, 5K is only like 3.2 miles, so it's not that much difference. But still, I don't think I've ran anything more. No, I take that back. There was one run I did do
I'm not trying
in Elk
to
Grove, which was 4 miles,
set
which
any
was a
big
straight up
records
4
right
miles.
now.
And that was based upon a dream I had that I could do
If I
that.
can do it without dying.
So anyway, I was just so excited that, and so I've been having these kind of run dreams where I go out and I say, I'm going to go running today. And so yesterday was, I just don't know what it
I
was,
am
but
doing this run.
partly feeling a little bit inspired by this guy named Dom.
It's about 2
And
o'clock in the afternoon.
don't break that down.
I think my last meal
It's not going down very easily.
was yesterday evening at 7.
Trying to run a
So I am definitely doing this on
okay. Oh no wonder that
fasted
was so
state.
loose. I'm taking this off. I'm gonna hopefully,
and it is warm.
yeah, hopefully. Well, that's interesting. That doesn't seem to be going down very much. Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
Maybe in the background you
Okay,
can see some of
so
those
I'm back here
clouds over
playing
there.
with the old acrylic stem here. Interesting. That's a little loose. Okay. So, you know, I just wanted to see if I could do it. Ooh. This little meerschaum pipe or calabash pipe that he has actually, it is a little an addition. So I have to be somewhat careful with my little Sherlock meerschaum here. Getting ready and anticipating and looking forward to the 4th season of Sherlock on BBC, hopefully coming up here in the States pretty soon. But oh wow, that's good. Oh man. Oh, this is great. So anyway, just getting out there and running. Now, another thing is that occurred to me, you know, I was out there and it was in the heat of the day. Now, it was probably about 94, 95 tops yesterday. It's been up in the hundreds for the last couple of, well, weeks or so. Anyway, the bottom line was that you know, I know that, you know, I am 58 and I probably need to be a little bit more, I wouldn't say overly concerned, but not to overdo it. And I don't think I overdo it.
It's totally possible.
But I do try and challenge myself,
It's possible.
believe it or not. And
It's possible.
so that seems to be my personal goal is just say, can I do this? Based upon my level of fitness now. And I felt that running a 5K, even though I haven't run, I ran a couple of 2 miles. You know, I did a couple, about a month or so ago, I ran 2 miles for the first time. I started running interval running, about 2 months ago. Actually, before I did the 2 mile, I did started for about a couple of weeks of doing this interval running where I walk and run. According to a app on my phone, which is called Interval, I think that's what
A little bit of shade.
Anyway, bottom line is it's a really good app, and it has different intermittent running times. So one day you run maybe a minute and walk a minute, and maybe one day you run a minute and a half and walk a minute, and then it constantly changes it up.
That they're right.
Which is a good thing. So anyway, here I am. You know, I know that probably if some people are watching this, you know, and they're scratching their heads saying, you know, there's this crazy old guy.
With this,
Oh, by the way, did you know that old Bert from Bert's Bees passed away just the other day? There's an interesting video about him. Seemed like a lovable old curmudgeon. I don't know why
kind of doing it.
some people kind of,
When most people are
I
still
don't
at
want to say
work
they
or
wanted to.
taking
I think
nap.
he was a lovable character,
Which is what
and
I
I
might
think
do
he was
when I get
probably a
back.
good person. But to some extent, he wasn't. Maybe he was a little bit outside the mainstream. He was somebody who just kind of had listened to his own drummer, and he was very unique. One of the Latin terms I know is sui generis.
Using the
Only one copy,
GoPro
basically.
Hero.
You know, when
3
Good Lord
Black
made him,
Edition.
they broke the mold, and that was it. But you know,
I got
the
last
fact is that this was a guy who kind of did his own thing, and he had his priorities, I think, in life. Probably pretty sound guy. You know, he wasn't so much caught up in worldliness or as far as fame, really. I mean, he began. I mean, he's a smart man. He realized that he literally was the face of Burt's Bees. He was the owner and founder of Burt's Bees, and then he became the icon, that face of Burt's Bees. Very, very popular celebrity, even for his day and age.
Starting to feel the heat a bit.
But he wasn't really a guy who was chasing the almighty dollar. I mean, he was pretty content with what he had, and you know, he kind of shunned a lot of the modern stuff. I mean, you know, I'm not saying he was you know, vehemently opposed to it, but he certainly seemed to. He was content in his own skin. I think that's the best way I would put it. He was extremely content being him. And how many of us can say that? Anyway, Mickey's little head is on the 1, and his big hand is on the 9. I can tell time. So anyway, you know, some people, if they watch these videos and they're not part of the Pipe channel, Pipe Presenters channel, and they're just kind of looking around and going, who's this old fart, you know, running around? And yet he smokes a pipe? What the hell? You know? Well, you know, I'll tell you, I have a new doctor, and he's no fool. I'll say that. He's an osteopathic doctor. And so I met him for the first time about 2 weeks ago, and told him my story, my journey and everything. And he said, I see you smoke a pipe occasionally. And I thought I was going to get a real tongue lashing. And not at all. He didn't take me to task. He kind of just said, you know, as far as that goes, you know, as long as you don't smoke cigarettes, he goes, you know, pipe smoking, and you don't inhale your pipe. That's, you know, that makes it totally different. But if you're just smoking a pipe periodically, that's not a real problem. So I thought, okay. I was kind of, you know, I wasn't prepared for that, because most people, you know, they just to include, I guess, this new electronic e-cigarettes and things like that. They're,
okay, again.
You know, they're just up in arms about the secondhand smoke of e-cigarettes, and the reality is that there's no smoke. There's
I'm just trying to see
water vapor.
If I can do this.
Anyway, so I kind of maybe, you know, see myself as kind of being kind of an equivalent to like old Bert, you know, Burt's Bees, just kind of my own kind of guy.
I'm getting close to my turnaround point.
Hold on a second. I'm not sure if somebody just drove up or not. Hold on. Well, I thought somebody was out there, but I guess I was wrong. So anyway, so I can run, I can smoke a pipe, I can drink coffee.
Right, here we go.
And listen to the phone ring. We can all do that, huh? So,
and
I want to talk today a little bit
going home.
About meerschaum pipes.
We used to love that.
You know, meerschaum.
In the Marine Corps.
Meerschaum pipes.
And we go out for our
If that's going to focus or not.
3-mile runs.
Yeah, is that going to focus on?
I always thought I was going to die.
Just don't know if it's focusing or not. Anyway.
But
I've noticed
when we finally would
that
halfway
not very
point,
many people
we were saying go.
tend to smoke a meerschaum pipe.
1 mile.
We have lots of corn cobs.
No.
And lots of
Getting better.
beautiful
3
one-of-a-kind pipes that are made by people like Joe Case or
All right.
Giovanni Pipes or
Left,
Philip Rivera. You know, people who make a livelihood making pipes for the YouTube world, not just for YouTube pipe community, but the whole world in general. And so anyway, but I just kind of noticed that for some reason we just don't seem to have Oh no,
Now,
did that all come out?
I am feeling it
Maybe that's not a
So right
maybe that's
now-
not a screw in.
in the midday sun.
Anyway.
7.
Okay, so maybe,
So
and I just started thinking, well, you know, why is it that people don't smoke a lot of
I'm gonna do
meerschaum
an
pipes?
Apple Watch here, and I'll find out what my heartbeat is.
One of the things
not
about a meerschaum pipe is it does
providing I
give
don't
you a
die.
beautifully cool smoke, very dry smoke, if you're into that sort of thing. But I don't know. I like meerschaum pipes. Now they are, maybe some people feel they're a little too delicate, perhaps. Again, I probably should be wearing some gloves, but at the same time, this has been a pipe I've had for almost, gosh, when did I get this thing? I got this probably back when I was in seminary. Yeah, I probably did. Yeah, I got this back when I was in seminary. There was a tinderbox in Stanford Mall. I don't know if they're still there or not.
I'm gonna
Anyway,
go shade.
I bought several nice meerschaums there, and this was one of
Car's
them.
coming.
Acrylic stem, I love it. So anyway, I've always liked the character of a meerschaum pipe. I guess the reason why I don't smoke meerschaums, except for my calabash meerschaums, on a regular basis, is because I think, hold on a second, I'm going to tighten this up just a tad. I think maybe because of the delicateness of a meerschaum pipe. You know, they are a bit delicate, and they should be smoked, I think, with a little bit more care than I'm doing right now. Again, if I was going to try to really polish, I'm not polish this, but color it, you know, there's a special technique, there's special wax that you use. You wear little gloves when you smoke the pipe, supposedly. But, again, I'm not too overly worried about that. But again, I guess I'm asking the question more for myself, and is that, you know, I've noticed that most people, with a few exceptions, really don't smoke meerschaums. Except the old Missouri meerschaums, of course. And I just don't know why that is. And it could be also, you know, when you go into a pipe store, they're kind of a specialty pipe. I know a few people have commented on my videos, they don't really care for the figurine meerschaum pipes, and that's a personal taste there. I can understand why some people they're just not attracted to it, you know.
Shade again.
I think
Thank God for the shade.
in fact, that's one of the reasons why I like the meerschaum pipes, because of the figurines. I love the detail and the faces. I love that.
Okay.
And I love the uniqueness of them too. And some of them are just absolutely beautifully. They're works of art. I mean, I think, okay, let me just say this. I think all pipes in some ways, with maybe a few exceptions, probably when I'm talking about drugstore pipes, you know, those are more mass produced. But the ones that we certainly come in contact with at the pipe community, you know, there are a lot of just beautiful, one-of-a-kind, unique pipes. And that was one of the reasons why I liked the meerschaum.
More sweet
Again,
shade.
simply because it is,
Amen.
it's just special, very special. And as one of our august pipe presenters would certainly say, it's a great smoking machine, you know. I don't know if it's going to come through on the watch or not. I have a feeling I'm being summoned to the hospital, so I will probably be back in a little bit. Okay, I'm back again. Looking on the old weather channel, looks like we've got some
Starting to
possible
remind me
thunderstorms coming day
little
after
bit of
tomorrow,
29
which will
palms.
be lovely. Talking about wonderful pipe smoking weather. Just sit up there on the back
or South
porch,
Carolina.
back patio out there with the chickens and smoke a pipe and watch a thunderstorm. I'm going to do that if it happens.
Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
So anyway, I just want to know what's your take on that? You know, do you own a Meerschaum pipe? Have you ever had a Meerschaum pipe? Do you like them? You know, it's interesting again because they're so delicate. They feel so light and airy. And again, well, I've seen some people, well, at least I don't know. I've never broken a Meerschaum pipe in all the years that I've had pipes. I have to say I've never broken one. Of course, I'm not going to put it in a blender like some people do, like putting an Apple Watch or a iPhone 6 in a blender and see if it blends. I'm quite sure that this would turn into dust pretty quickly. But, do you have a Meerschaum? And, are you interested in Meerschaums? I mean, do you like them? Do you
pretty tired right now.
Maybe you don't like them. Maybe that would be something to ask also. What is it that you don't like about them? It's sort of like a baby. When someone has a newborn baby and they say, "Can you hold my baby?" And you kind of go, "No, I'm going to break it." That's kind of the feeling that I think a lot of new pipe smokers would have with regards to a Meerschaum. I'm afraid I'm going to break it. So anyway, I don't know where we're at here in this video.
In front of the other.
I'm trying to
and it'll take me home.
kind of time it with. I meant to time it with the run video there. So hold on, let me just double check. Okay, I'm back, and I'm trying just to show you the run that's still going up here. I guess right up here. Trying to do that, show you that, and talk to you about Meerschaum pipes, and just what your take is on that. If you know of anybody else that's into the Meerschaums, and put a little shout out for them, that'd be nice too. Let's see. I was going to talk a little bit about my contest. I think I already did that already though. We have one entry from a guy named Richard. Did a really nice job. Richard, if you're watching, I think your name is Richard. Richard T, I think that is. Or is it Jason? Jason Statham or Stratham or whatever. Very, very uncanny resemblance. I mean, he's a doppelganger. That's no doubt about it. Again, you don't have to present yourself as a doppelganger. You can if you want. But I'm kind of interested in, do you see you could do a collection, of just YouTube pipe presenters and say, hey, I think this person looks like so-and-so, throw in a few pictures, put them side by side, It doesn't have to be you personally. I think a few people kind of made the mistaken notion that I was asking, are you personally a doppelganger? And you can be if you want to be, if you think you are, great. But I was just also, kind of saying, it was kind of open-ended, who do you see in the pipe community that could be a doppelganger, So that's another take on it too.
Got some shade coming up here soon. Hey, Dougie. Prizes
will be coming from Boswell's. I don't know, if that's, I think Boswell tobaccos are fantastic. I have a Boswell pipe. I'd like to order another one in the future sometime. But again, it's a wonderful pipe tobacco store. It's been around for a long time. The Boswell family has been nothing but super nice to me. I've sent a few prizes or personal gifts from them, even across the pond. So they will ship internationally. And again, I think the certificate idea is a good idea because then you can kind of, tailor make your order to what you want. And you can either, you can do lots of things. You can take the certificate that you get, and, maybe you could, call them, email them, even text them, whatever. I don't know if they text, but I guess you sort of email them. Add a few extra dollars or whatever it is, your currency you spend, and add a little bit more, and maybe even get a nicer gift. I'm just saying, the possibilities are kind of endless. So I'm hoping that more people will take time to enter the contest.
If you've been watching this video
a second here.
all the way to this point,
so
God bless you for sticking with me.
So I got a, what's this here? Oh, does that show up in the, that'll be interesting to see if that shows up in my video.
Probably did my last,
but it just showed up on my
3 miles back in November.
On my iPhone. The Apple Watch, basically, just an update.
It's been about 6 months.
One person, I think Chris said it just, in fact, today. He sent me a little email. And he said that not the problem, but the beauty of Apple products is the experience that you have with them. And it's buzzing over
shade coming
my
up.
Apple iPad.
Yeah. That's
the only problem is I'm afraid this is burning up quite quickly. And I filled it pretty full. So, anyway. So, but the Apple Watch experience so far is, I'm intrigued by this little thing. I gotta tell you. Hold on a second. Do this, do that. I am intrigued by all the little things that it does. I like, so far, some of the conveniences of when I get a text message, I get a phone call, I can answer them all on the phone, on the iWatch. I mean,
this is my
Apple Watch. I keep saying
first
iWatch. The Apple Watch. Well, this is interesting. This is starting, just real quick here on the pipe tobacco. This is starting to taste a little bit like pirate cake towards the end of the bowl. Very identical. There's just a meaty flavor to it. Really robust, meaty kind of a flavor. Maybe even almost a little bit of that pirate cake cheesiness, creaminess that you sometimes get with pirate cake.
Okay.
It's amazing. So, but anyway, I know I'm bouncing between different things, whether I'm talking about meerschaums or pipe tobacco or Apple Watches and things like that, or my 5K run here.
Once we get to...
but anyway, I like my Apple Watch. I'll be honest. Would I recommend people getting it? Yeah. If you here's the thing. I'm going to close with this. I think I probably have another 7 minutes. I'm going to add up here. Just quickly. From a philosophical standpoint, yeah, I like the old internet. I like the watch, the phones. All this technology that does kind of help you to have communication with people on a kind of an intimate and immediate level. Sometimes when it works great. Sometimes when it works and it works great, it's not great because it can be a little intrusive. But the thing that I'm sad to say, over the last few years, it seems like, and this is what, believe it or not, the Pope said in Laudato Si', his latest encyclical. He says, don't trade digital relationships for real ones. Now, I want to say that I've reached out to people, and some people have reached out to me by way of the internet. I would never have gotten a chance to know or meet them. Maybe a few of them kind of wish they hadn't have met me. But I've had a couple of people, 2 or 3 people, 4 people, that I have been able to actually, I consider what I would consider friends. I mean, if they showed up at my door, they know that they would be welcomed, no doubt about it. And you guys know who you are. I shouldn't have to tell you. But if you're watching this and we've exchanged video letters back and forth, you're one of those people. In fact, one of you I've actually met in real life. Actually, a couple of people I've met in real life. I've met a guy named Phil, Kyle's dad. I don't know if he's still around. I hope he is. I'm sure he's still around, but I don't know if he's on the pipe community. Some guys and gals take a little hiatus and then they come back later. But I've met him. I've met Eric, Theo Bacchus, and the one, the only Gary Portier. Okay, so I've met some people in real life. So they're not just digital people. They're not like, like you see a lot of these new science fiction movies where they're like artificial intelligence people. People would never wonder if I have artificial intelligence because I don't have intelligence at all to begin with. So they're probably thinking, well, this guy could use some artificial intelligence because he doesn't have any to begin with. Anyway, so, but at the same time, this is where I'm kind of feeling a little bit sad, is that, how much time do I have here? I'm finding that some of my real friendships, because I thought, I got all this stuff to kind of be more in contact with them. And I'm not saying that all of them are gone. They're not gone, but it just seems like maybe they feel that people, sometimes it's sort of like when you take something for granted. People that live next to Disneyland were the ones who never went there because they just said, well, it's in my backyard. I can go anytime I want to. Like people that have pools in their backyard too. The amazing thing is they don't swim that much. They kind of take it for granted. I mean, they know they can, but they just don't enjoy it as much as they could. They're just funny that way about human nature. So the digital world, the digital life that a lot of us now lead or are leading, some of those real relationships that we thought we would be more in instant contact with, it's sort of like a couple of people I know, they kind of dropped off the face of the earth. And I don't know why that is. But again, it's part of life, I guess. People change and people move on, and you just have to give them the freedom to do that. But at the same time, I do have a few people that I think the phone and the watch now, the internet, affords me at least an ongoing presence in their life and vice versa, which is still kind of charming and wonderful. And some of the people that I've had digital relationships with, seems a little bit morally dubious there. Digital relationships, whoa. Kind of questionable relationships. Oh, what kind of, whoa. But anyway, so that's basically all my thoughts are today. I'm going to try to put this together and get it up there for you. Probably going to not make any videos for a few weeks now. I want to just give the other videos, at least the contest video, a chance to get populated with some video responses, hopefully. Hopefully you'll respond and enter the contest, and hopefully people will like your video, and we'll see how many likes you get, and it'll be great. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, and hey, take care.